Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. Hey, look, breaking news. Basically, I just heard that Trump has officially applied tariff to Canada, 25% tariff to Canada. So if any goods, I don't know, I think most of the goods coming from Canada will have a 25% tariff on it, and maybe a lower tariff on the oil. I'm not quite sure what the amount would be because it does not specify. Yeah, I wasn't sure on this news when I first heard it because on this video you will see I saw it on one of the guys I followed, and he was the one that broke the news, and I was kind of curious if it was true before I go ahead and report it and even play his video. So I went ahead and did a little bit of research, and I think this is like in the last 1 hour or so. So it is true that Trump has applied tariff to Canada, and this is going to be things are really going, as an look. I've read a few books myself, and tariff, on any goods, especially if it's they're essential goods that you do not have a substitute for in your country, that means that the price of those goods is going to go up for the consumers in your country if you're importing them. So this tariff charge that is coming up, it's not going to end well, to be quite honest. This is even if Canada does not do anything in response to this. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. My feelings about this whole process, this whole things that are happening, is always been, it might not, it's going to be, let me be honest with you guys, tough times are coming. Let me just put it that way. Really, that's the base. But anyway, take a look at this guy's video. I mean,
alienating one of our closest trading partners, not only in volume, but close as in geographically. Alright, we have some breaking news. Trump has officially slapped a 25% tariff on Canadian goods, further alienating one of our closest trading partners, not only in volume, but close as in geographically. They are a next door neighbor, and rather than talk to them and renegotiate his previous trade deal, the trade deal that his first administration completed, he decided to slap a 25% tariff. And there's a phrase, when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. And right now, Trump thinks that the only tool in our toolbox are tariffs, and he's swinging this hammer around, but somehow only hitting our allies, like Canada, Mexico, even Colombia he tried to tariff. So he's doing this in a very reckless manner. It's not strategic, it's reckless. He is weaponizing trade in an attempt to pressure Canada over issues like fentanyl trafficking, issues that data show are far more prevalent at the southern border, and he hasn't even given them any sort of out. He's not asking for anything. It's wild. So this reads, Trump launches trade war against Canada with 25% tariff on most goods. President Donald Trump today launched a trade war against Canada by imposing a 25% tariff on virtually all goods from the US's neighbor, an unprecedented strike against a long-standing ally that has the potential to throw the economy into a tailspin. And remember, Trump is attacking all of our closest allies. I made a video earlier about people in Panama protesting against Trump and burning effigies of him because he can't rule out military coercion. He's alienating Colombia. He's alienating Mexico, Canada, countries in Europe and Latin America. He's alienating Ukraine.
Okay, so for a little bit of context, okay, I want you guys to get a context regarding tariff. Okay, tariff was supposed to be strategically applied and used. And when I say strategically applied and used, I'm referring to a situation whereby if you have so much, let's say two countries that are producing the same thing, right? And you have a trade agreement. Let's take, for instance, let's say it's cocoa, all right? And you country A, let's say country A and country B. Country B is, they're matured economy. They produce, even if they're not mature economy, but they're very good at producing cocoa. Okay, and country A for instance, they're trying to produce cocoa, but they have, let's say, companies that are in the what we call infantry stage. Okay, that means they're still growing, right? So that if country B continue to ship cocoa into country A, right, because they're producing enough, they're matured companies, they're very well versed on what they do, they're expert on what they do, and they can produce a lot of cocoa. And because they can produce a lot of cocoa, they've been very efficient at producing it, and they have a better supply system, and they can move this product to your country, say country A, at a very cheaper rate, making it harder for your company in country A, which is still in infantry stage. They're still learning the ropes of the game. They're not very good, but you want to grow this company to be on the same par as country B. Okay, so for you to allow this company to grow, there's a couple of ways you can approach this. One of the ways that you can subsidize it, as far as you're not over subsidizing, because if you're over subsidizing your company in country A, it makes it harder for other countries to compete, because you basically helping them produce those things at a very cheaper rate, which kind of goes against the rules and laws of competition in a global market. Okay, so you can subsidize them on a scale that is not questionable, as if you trying to manipulate the market. Okay, or you can apply what they call tariff in this case, which means that it will cause cocoa coming from country B to be more expensive than what it should be, because when you apply tariff on it, what happens is that when they bring the cocoa into the country, they have to sell it on a higher price, which will force it to either be on the same price as your local company or even higher than the local company, which allowed your local company to compete. That's one way. The other way, you can apply what they call quota. Quota is another way of tariff. That means that you can only export so much to my country in a set period of time, say every year. You can only export so much. Say, maybe you can only export 100 bags of cocoa, or 1 tons of cocoa. You can't export more than that, So that way you can control the flow of this imported good into your country, so that it does not destroy your local industry that are also trying to grow. Okay, so tariff, quotas, subsidies, they are supposed to be used in a very strategic way to allow competition, to allow local industry to grow. They were not supposed to be used as weapons. They were not supposed to be used as intimidating factors. They were not supposed to be used to scare allies that are close allies. They were not supposed to be used as a political means. They were supposed to be used for economic reasons that are both beneficial to both companies or both countries. To be specific, they're supposed to be beneficial to both countries. Okay, without shutting down the other countries completely from competing, without shutting them down from exporting stuff to your country, because they can equally do the same to your to any of the companies in your country that are exporting product to their countries. So the game was supposed to help keep things in balance. So, but when you take it out of that economic context and start to use it as a political tool, or a tool to coerce somebody else to I guess play to your will, or safe to do something they don't want to do, it becomes no longer an economic tool, but a tool of manipulation. So this is the part that I say that since it's not strategically applied or used in the context it's supposed to be used, then you end up causing more problem, especially for the end users and consumers, which will end up carrying the cost and paying the cost, not only on this, because in economics they are multipliable effect. They're multipliable factors that one tariff can have multiple effect if it's not applied properly. Okay, so we'll play a little bit of this video.
And it's not in a strategic way. There's a way that you can be strong on the world stage.
What I really like about the U of A is that it's such a big school.
And here you see the live updates. I want to throw this in real quick so that you can see. This is from New York Times, and this was just posted like 21 minutes ago. You can see the reading. Trump tariff. The Canadian government has been notified by the United States that goods exported to the United States will be subject to 25% tariff with a lower rate for Canadian oil starting on Tuesday. So here we go. So we are about to enter a different phase of USA US trade, I guess trade war in this case. It would be accurate to say by Tuesday. And according to the same New York Times, that Canadian government is expected to swiftly respond to the levies. So we don't know what the Canadian government is going to do, but whatever it's going to be, you can just expect it's not going to be, hey, well, you did great, thank you so much. It's going to be something that is going to be painful, equally as painful. So okay, just to read a quick paragraph here. Canadian officials said they were notified on Saturday by U.S. government that the country goods will be subject on Saturday, today, that their goods will be subject to 25% tariff and 10% rate for Canadian oil. So the oil will be 10% rate. So, but the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, well, they say he's planning to respond, according to two senior Canadian government officials with the direct knowledge of the notification. So, so tension is growing everywhere. So we don't know. Mexico is also part of the foray. So we see that. Honestly, guys, look. We need to buckle up. Look, I don't want to rush to conclusion at this stage, but it is critical that we stay alert and pay attention to what's happening around us so that we know what we need to do to stay afloat. I wish everybody, stay safe, stay strong. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure we're going to be all right, guys. Take care. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. All right, bye.